Alright, we should be live.
Welcome to V8. Back again. Zolder and V8 Supercars. We were just talking about how it's almost the same shape as Zandvoort, and have decided that the Dutch have no original.
Yeah, they've got two tracks, started them both with the letter Z, and drew them essentially the same. Is that,
They also, these names, turn 8, Boulder, Berg, Har, Spelt, Bach, German, Jackie Ichbalt, Jochen Rinbach. What's Bach? Like, there's
Blocked,
like
I
that at
found
the
that
end
one
of.
out. That is essentially turn. And then fun fact, turn 1, erst, I think that's how it's pronounced. That just means first.
Oh.
Lot of effort went into that one.
And this has been NA figures out how to speak. Oh yeah, Boz. There you go. So we have Boz in chat, and he is I believe Dutch. I think he.
In a box on the other side of the room.
I don't understand that. My mic's like right in front of me.
Let's get you louder. Say something.
Zolder is in the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium.
Okay.
I think I did know that it was in Belgium, actually. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought it was in the Netherlands. I can try adjusting my volume on my end too, if
I
we have to
turned
do
you
that.
I turned you up a bit more.
I think it's a little bit better. I just checked and I just kind of turned the stream on real quick and it sounded okay. I don't know, Pisani, maybe I don't have like, good stuff. I don't have high-end equipment. I don't know. It could be through Discord, to be honest. Like it's just I don't know, down samples it or something.
I think it has to do with coming through my Discord, then going through again. Either way,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I believe you should be hearable. And oversteer, jumping in with very few laps, and
Yeah, him and Rim were talking about it before the race that they were not going to practice before this, and I think that was legit because their times have gotten a lot better as this practice session's gone on. Right now, Oversteer is a second ahead of Room, just about. So I don't know what that says about Room. Maybe he's not as good as he thinks.
or oversteer did some secret offline practice.
That's a hot take. I like that. I think we should run with that. I do like Oversteer's livery quite a bit, though. That Banco do Brasil.
Excellent, excellent. And then on the rear, where you two can get your own.
Oh yeah, Vamos for Hire. Perfect.
I think
Is that a real website? I'm gonna look. Hang on.
I think it should be. I think my favorite livery from the series has got to be for Northern Exposure. The Vegemite
Dirk?
cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Excellent, excellent look.
Fun fact: the beaver's name is George, and I think that was a shot at me. I'm not sure. I think it was.
I think the details in the tires having Canadian flags is what really sells me on this one. It's dedication right there.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, he.
Oh my god, it
and they
is.
say Hoser instead of Hoosier. Yeah,
Oh my god.
absolutely brilliant.
That's incredible.
Meanwhile, you can see the rest of these don't give a damn. Just no care.
That's what do we got underneath? No no Contarino? Is that what it says under his
Wait.
I feel like there's so many Easter eggs in this car that I just have to like keep looking for. Yeah, look at the underside of Dirk's wing.
Wait. Dirk's wing. His wing is black for me.
I'm pretty sure there's writing on that. I need it to be, it's like all dirty, that's the problem.
We'll take a better look at the start of the race. Hopefully they can get those things cleaned up. Meanwhile, Oversteer still putting in fast laps. A complete second ahead of his teammate Tom. At this rate, the championship is absolutely in the bag for these guys. If they can keep this up. However,
yeah, looking at the driver standings, Oversteer is ahead of Rune by 14 points. And then in third is Pete Roll with 541, so he's about 28 behind.
Team-wise, they're in the lead by a solid 116.
Wow. Yeah, Dirk and Super Yam in second. That's pretty solid. I don't think Rune actually is on it. No, he's not.
No, I mean this with the greatest intentions, but with Dirk's rough races, I think it was last time, perhaps the round before that, the fact that they're still pulling such a strong second is really, really good. I mean, Super Yam's been super consistent this V8 series, but I know Dirk has had some serious trouble.
Yeah, Yam, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before the stream started. Yam's actually a really good oval racer in iRacing, and I think he just likes boaty cars with massive engines and no grip. Like, he just, for whatever reason, he drives those really well.
He picked up his road racing skills on the road days of NASCAR circuits.
Lots of Sonoma. I know he's definitely been on the new Charlotte Roval several times. It's terrible.
I love that track. Gotta say, absolutely mad layout.
Yeah, I ate so much shit on that final chicane.
Oh, I like that over the hill section into the nice left where you can just clip that wall and ruin your race.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've definitely done that multiple times. It's not for me, but again, I don't really do like NASCAR or road racing at all. I do typically like V8s though. I was actually originally gonna run this series and I just kind of didn't. But it is nice seeing Super Yam competitive though. I do like that.
Yeah, he's been putting up a really good show. Pete has been on fire. Absolutely tearing through the field lately.
Yeah, Petrol Pete Roll. He's been a long time driver here. I think he was a season 1 or 2 guy in ACRL. Definitely has a reputation for kind of takes no prisoners. He should be maybe
shouldered me right off the road.
Yeah, I think he actually is. He might be like Brazilian.
He's twice as wide as he seems. He takes all the road.
You're not gonna go right by him. He's gonna fight you every step of the way.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of how qualifying goes here. Rune's been in the pits now for the last at least 5 minutes, while Oversteer continues to put laps in. Right now, he is a full second ahead of the rest of the field, and it also, I think. Important to note, there's a pretty wide range here in pace from the top to the bottom. I believe there is reverse grids in this, correct? But it's only like top, like randomized, like 10 through 13 or something.
I believe so.
so it shouldn't be too bad. But that it's definitely a track that you can pass on in certain points, especially like turns 1, 2, 3, pretty wide. You can get up to the inside and get a good run, but yeah, once you get through like into those chicane sections, it's going to be a lot of patience needed, I think, unless you're going to try to go too wide through those. Which, I mean, let's face it, some people are going to do it, but it's not a good idea. It's not going to work. But
You go for what you can get though. I figure you'll probably see a lot more moves into which one is that? Let's bring up the map
please,
real quick.
yeah, please say the name.
Jack, what? It's got an X. How in the world do you have 4 consonants in a row? But let's give it a try. So, coming down after turn 9, you're going to be coming into Jackie Ixbocht. That's what I'm going with. Ixbocht. Turn 10, it's a chicane right before the start-finish line. That, I think you're going to see some mean moves into. There's some serious bullying.
Look at this. Boz, Jackie Ix, the racing Belgian F1 driver, he said it was pronounced well. So there you go. You're pretty much Dutch.
Oh, excellent.
Dirk, 5% opacity. Dirk, can you confirm that underneath your back wing it says no come? We're just looking for confirmation on that.
Thank you. Thank you. I spent 7 seconds setting that up earlier. Really paid off.
It does say no Connorino. Okay, that's all I need to know. Well done.
Absolutely fantastic livery from you guys, by the way. Oh, has Rune dropped out, seeing the pace that he's missing?
It's problematic. He's running from a fight. Like Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, poor guy. Let's not even talk about that. No better way to start the season at home.
Could have been worse. It could have been Carlos Sainz. And the car blows up. Yeah, I'm really wondering where Rune is and what he's doing.
Wait, did he actually leave out of frustration? Let's see.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I just watched it.
Let's
and it does sound like I am kind of cutting in and out. So I'm on push to talk. I might just kind of go hot, I think. And if it's really annoying, let me know.
Absolutely.
Mic off.
As far as the cut app, Pisani, I don't think we ended up doing it because it was so last minute, but I'm not entirely sure. He might just be watching it after, old school style, or just kind of waiting if people are going to report him. I'm not sure.
Well, he is back in.
I guess he just had to back out to post that.
I had to
last minute dance.
Yeah, I had to get in that replay. But it does look like Oversteer may be facing some penalties at the end of this race.
Entirely possible.
Let's take a ride along with him and see how he's handling. Oh, as we reach overtime. So let's jump line up of cars here.
I don't know why my CPU load was going through the roof, so I think it should be good now. Had like 15 tabs open in Chrome.
And we're fading to black here. Ooh, let's take a look at the salt. Not salty enough.
Nah, there's not much going on there. Very disappointed. Genius, I want to go sleep.
We got oversteered. Is it stirring the pot?
Uh-huh. As we expect. It's going to be, I expect him to probably, I mean...
If we assume he plays fair...
Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe he does have a second because of the cuts that Rune's talking about, kind of being a little overly aggressive in the chicanes.
Well, fair enough. He is choosing not to qualify apparently. So
why would that be?
Just gonna take them all from behind it. Just a guess.
Last to first challenge. Like I don't know.
If you omit him from the results, you do have a pretty close first and second with Petrol and Bien. There's only 0.02 of a second between them.
Yeah, and I would even go so far as to say all the way up to fifth. I mean, 0.2 really isn't a whole lot. I don't understand. I don't know what's happening here. I honestly don't know.
Oh man.
So we got a minute until quali. We'll see. Typically, we see the top 10. They try to get out of the pits as fast as they can. The rest of the field kind of hangs back typically, not to get in their way. And this is 2 races today. Second race is a reverse grid.
Is it fully reversed or?
I believe it's a random number that they come up with. Like, I think the reason that we don't say, it's going to be top 10 every time is because then people would
aim for the 10th.
Sandbag, right? So it's always a little bit of a gamble now if you're in the range, because you could either be, first place or you could be midfield. So it's by design.
All better than last, though.
Yeah, exactly. Off. And I don't see Team in the server. I don't know if he left. And we also have Volkswagen, Scotty, and Hugh. Hugh only did 2 laps in practice, so I'm not entirely sure if he'll be racing or not. We'll soon see. And quali's live.
Mic on.
All right.
And as expected, it's a mad rush out of the pits.
Let's hop on board with. Wait,
who got away
is that
first?
Oh, there's 2 pit exits. Wow, would you look at that?
What?
Yeah, there's
what
a short and a long pit.
on?
This is how I learn about things. So apparently there are multiple pit exits. And it looks like Tom knew this, jumped out into the early pit.
Super Yam hanging back. Wow, that's the long one was borked on PQ server and you would get booted. What is going on? Okay.
That is brilliant.
Track is very much alpha. Yeah, I would say so.
Fair enough.
Oversteer still in the pits. So it does not look like he's qualifying.
Phil with 2 L's, and Timmy also in the pits. Scotty not moving. I think he's been having some difficulties though, so he may not move.
It looks like Pete roll. Boy.
Ooh, these guys are bunched up tight. Any kind of mistake is really
gonna be the first across. Oversteer disconnects. Once again, not sure what's happening.
So, Pete still slow lap, but it looks like he's going to be able to have a clean run at least.
Yeah, no one in front of him. Cars behind, I don't believe are faster. So yeah, he's where he wants to be for quali. You want to be able to get out there and just have a lot of clean track in front. And this is an abbreviated quali session too. 10 minutes is a lot shorter than we typically see in ACRL.
Let's hop on board with him.
I like that idea. Through the first chicken.
Up over the corner. I love nice blind crest.
Yeah, right into another. Oh, that's a borked lap. That's a borked lap. Tried to set it up a little too wide.
I think cut detection might just miss it though.
You know what? It actually might, because I don't think it's working. So we'll keep an eye on Petrol here and make sure there's no cheating going on from one of the ACRL mods.
Let's hop back. Take a look at Rune.
He just had a purple sector too, so I don't know. I think he's scrubbing some speed. Let's see.
Hopefully.
This last chicane is very difficult.
Ooh, and it looks like Rune went deep into it. It's gonna lose a little time there. Ooh, that's quite an interesting camera angle.
Yeah, so Petrol's lap did count, but it wasn't very quick.
Tom coming in neat.
Ooh.
Neat. And right up behind, I'm guessing that's Rune right in front of him. He's going to be slowing him down at this pace. He's going to lose.
It is Rune now. It will be interesting to see if he lets him by. I can't imagine Rune will.
He's not that kind of guy, I believe.
I don't think he is. I think he's going to... We'll see.
He'll probably push a little harder to try and get that same kind of lap time, but I don't see him let him by.
To be fair, too, I think... Ooh, that's a mistake by Rune. Yep, that's just going to let him by. You don't have to worry about it now.
I do have to say, though, it looked to be a little bit over that first cut in the chicane, but certainly nothing too bad.
I'm going to venture to say that he probably lost time there with the car bouncing and couldn't get a good exit.
Yeah, Tom was held up pretty heavily in those first two sectors. He's probably not going to improve on his time this time.
Sector 1 was purple, but the second was a regular white, so we'll see. If he gets... it depends how much time he lost in that second one. I assume... Oh, that's the end of that one.
And there he loses it. Was there contact there?
There was no contact. It looked to me like he lost it on the braking. Rune heading into the pits, so I believe Tom is also doing the same. So they're probably on the super soft set, and they're going to get a new set of tires on and probably have enough time for maybe 2 more hot laps. Looking at the rest of the field, looks like there's a bunch of people, and I don't know if you saw this, but the car number 20th, Oversteer, is out for qualifying.
Oh, he is. Seems he was not a man of his word. Unless
maybe this was psychological? I don't know.
Perhaps this is a technique to slow down the rest of the field.
Interesting. Interesting move. Yeah, just mix it up right in the middle.
He certainly is taking a slow pace.
Well, this should be... No, this is not his outlap. He already has one, so I'm not entirely sure.
This is the actual definition of sandbagging. If you look closely, you can see them right in the back.
Is he getting a good exit here? Yeah. So he was setting up. He must have made a mistake pretty heavily on that outlap, or that hot lap there. And rather than push for a time that wasn't going to be good, he just saved his tires, set up a good clean exit on the start-finish straight, and now he's going to be on what I would think was going to be a burner, but we will see. Meanwhile, at the top, Petrol has closed up that gap to Tom, now 1/10 apart.
Quite
he
close.
just went into the pits, got a new set of tires, heading back out.
Kevin Kraus, a name that I'm not too familiar with. Is he a long-time driver?
I've never seen that name either.
He's going down pit lane right now, but he's putting up some good times today.
It's got the camel livery. I kind of do dig that.
It's a
The
classic.
PlayStation insignias, you know, okay. But yeah, pretty good pace. You know, I think the with the exception of like the top 4, everyone else is pretty relatively close. I don't want to say too close, but relatively.
You have
Where's Super Yam?
Super Yam and Dirk are right next to each other, 12th and 13th currently. Oh, just got pushed down to 13th and 14th, respectively. Both putting up
sure
really
why.
close times, but perhaps
Super
it's
Yam
just
is
the track.
Oh, Super Yam's not showing up on my thing.
He is
I think I know why.
putting a 134.52 down as his best. I know he's got more pace in him, but with only 2 minutes left in qualifying, I don't know if he's going to be able to show it.
So I made a mistake.
Pete setting up for his last run.
While this is winding down, I'm going to restart because I had Super Yam as a broadcaster from the last time we ran. So he was not showing up on my timing list.
Pete is gonna be going all out on this. With only a 1/10 of a second between him and Tom, he's gonna be looking for every advantage. Maybe even a few eggs. Oversteer somehow managed to qualify dead last, putting in a carefully calculated time of 1:37.
Same back.
And then promptly left the server. Ashamed of his performance. I'm sure he'll be back shortly.
If I was in the midfield or towards the back and I saw him behind me, I'd just be like, why? Come on.
Super Yam moving up to 7th with a pretty decent 133.3. Putting himself right in front of Mr. Kevin Kraus. Oscar Pink doing real well, up in the 6th position. Puma gonna be taking that 5th slot. But we've got 20 seconds left. A few more people are out on the track. I think we might get one more lap from or not everybody, but I think we'll get a few more laps coming in. Petrol, not quite able to keep the pace he had. He's gonna stay in 2nd for now.
Total sidebar. I really like Oscar's livery, that shell. Very cool.
Let's take a peek at that. Oh, what a classic.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. Looks
And
awesome.
can't forget that V-Power gasoline. Great for cleaning the valves.
At this point, Dirk is going camping in the woods.
Let's take a look. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He has gone for
see what's
a...
going?
Is he going to be going for the jump? I think he's going to be going for the jump.
Oh, he seems to be trapped outside of the track right now.
It seems like he has become one.
Oh my god.
Petrol still trying.
Those trees really need some collision meshes, if I'm being honest.
We're going to have him coming across the line shortly. Oh, and he loses it on the back stretch. That's okay, he'll be starting from the 2nd position today. Okay.
So Tom taking pole. Well, Rune actually got it down to a 32.4, so he's right up there. Yeah.
So, we've got some team orders I believe I saw earlier. Tom's going to have to hold up the front of the field until Oversteer gets there. So that way he can overtake Rune.
It's gonna be that's gonna be quite the challenge because Oversteer has to get through. Although it's a 30-minute race, I'm thinking it's shorter than that. 30 minutes is absolutely doable.
I will be right back.
Mic off.
Please overtake Rune in the chicane. I mean, nothing would make me happier. Believe me, I would love to see that. But yeah, interesting order. Again, there is a sizable gap from the top, even to midfield, 3 seconds. So yeah, it's going to be Oversteer just vamosing his way right up through the field, trying to catch back up with those top guys, and Tom probably trying to hold up top half of the order as best he can for his teammate. This is going to be a little bit of a tough track, I think, to overtake on. But with some of those braking zones and the chicanes, I do expect to see some overly enthusiastic moves leading into massive crashes.
Oh, I'm expecting to see some full-on opposite lock passing as the tails come.
It should be. It's gonna be great. Like that's what I'm here for. That. It's been pretty well documented that I get up to do these broadcasts for the carnage that inevitably ensues, and I have been keeping a close eye on this series, and I have seen that it is very tight racing.
Very tight. And we're
Yeah.
looking at a single split race today, so no offense to anybody, but you're seeing a whole lot of the spectrum today.
Were these not single split before?
We were actually at a full 2 splits at the start of the season. However, I think a lot of interest has waned as people realized how difficult it was to keep these things on track.
Yep, that will happen. Historically, we do see drop off with the more difficult cars. People get real excited to drive them, and then after they drive them, they're like, "Hey, this I'm not feeling it. I like GT3s with all the assists and everything."
I'm gonna
Personally,
grab
I like these hard ones.
I'm gonna grab a water real quick. Oh.
Yep, we got 10 seconds, and we just have to remember to get ourselves off the grid. We don't want to pull an adder. Adder is the king of leaving his car in the start-finish straight. All right. So we'll just go right down the order here. We got Tom in pole, Pete Roll in second, Rune in third. I don't know why I thought he was fourth, but yeah, third. BM Major in fourth. That's a BM Major is, I believe, an NA driver. Puma in fifth. Oscar Pink sixth. What the fuck just happened? Super EM eighth, seventh. Something happened. My timing just broke. Super EM 1, 2.
Oh, it looks like you were right so far. Yeah, we've got Super Yam in 7th, and then Kevin Kraus in 8th, Junis 9th, and Pasi Malanen cleaning out the top 10.
Yeah, my timing is doing some really crazy things right now.
Did it just do a little bit of shuffling?
It did.
Mine did as well.
Yeah, it's all over the place. So my car is on the grid in the back. We're just going to remember to escape to pits as soon as it starts.
Little feature trick, if you keybind it to teleport to pits, you can do it right now.
Yeah, I was just reading Pisani just chirping at me. Yeah, that did happen. I was the pace car for a GT series, endurance series, and forgot where the pit lane entrance was. So just parked it in the grass on the start-finish straight and went back.
White Bunny, in Content Manager, you can keybind teleport to pits to something. I have it keybound to something on my handbrake. So
that was me, Pisani.
And the race is off. Tom.
Lights out.
Coming down the straight. It's going to keep Pete.
Oh.
A little bit of contact.
Locking him up. We're locking him right up. Pete and Rune now side by side. BN might send it up the inside of Rune. Take it. Take it from him.
Bien is gonna not be able to push the issue quite yet as he goes into full opposite lock and is gonna lose 2, maybe 3 positions. Super Yam moving up into 5th.
There you go, yeah.
And down at the back of the field,
Kevin?
Dirk
Kevin?
has jumped up 2. Bob's, he's unfortunately lost a few.
So far, pretty clean. Keeping it together. A few people locking up the brakes, but for the most part, it seems everyone's playing pretty nice with each other. A lot of two wides in this chicane here.
Tom cleanly
Juice
ahead.
getting pushed.
Super Yam is under attack. Bien is not happy about losing those positions, and frankly, he had the pace to take it back, so it's going to be up to Super Yam for some really defensive driving.
The Dang just gave Dank Rigatone a little bit of a spin.
Ooh,
a little bit of a pit maneuver from what I could tell.
He is.
Keeping an eye on oversteer. Ooh, we got Jan Hudik off into the wall.
Jan Hudik,
I'm
poor
not
guy.
entirely sure what happened there. I'm just trying to keep an eye on oversteer to see how he's going to manage getting up through all these people here.
He has moved up
River
5.
Oh, he's going to rejoin. That's a bad rejoin. Oh, he's okay.
Mario, he's moved up 3 himself. Oversteer, 6 positions so far, right behind Mario. He's going to be taking him on the inside soon. I don't think that Mario's going to want to let that happen. I don't know if he's going to be able to defend that. You can see.
I think oversteer might do it on the next corner depending on his exit here. Looking, no, I don't think he's going to have enough.
Oh, but he
Definitely
is so
gonna be in
close.
the chicane.
He is right up under his bumper. He's going to go into it. He's taking him.
Could we have a 2 wide in the chicane? I think we will. Mario not backing off.
Mario
Oversteer
is
smartly. Oversteer smartly breaks early, slots back in, live to fight another day.
He wants to make it up to the top. He does not want to crash out in the 10th. Dirk.
Meanwhile, Dirk under fire.
Ooh, just lost the position as I jumped to him, but he's going to take it back. Oh, and he's going to lose it again.
Oh, yeah. Kimo lost it.
Dirk up 4 positions from his starting. He is doing
big crash back there. Double
quite
L
well.
throw off into the wall.
Ooh, was that contact?
It looked like some side-by-side contact. I was looking.
Oh,
Mario
almost.
locks up his brakes. Oh, we got Goetzel spinning now. Guys are really struggling on these brakes through the.
Oh, and we got another one.
Oh,
River going
holds it together.
going across. It looked like Bob, who has moved back up from dropping to the bottom of the field. Kevin Kraus. Oh, that was a timing issue for sure. Kevin Kraus showed up at the bottom of my list for a moment. Jan Hudak, though, poor guy. He has lost 10 positions. Double L Phil down 8. Meanwhile,
a lot of people, it seems to be struggling with the brakes. It looks like a lot of locking up.
yeah, a lot of seeing that tail come around on him. Pete has been right on the back of Tom since the start. We are looking real close. Rune.
He's keeping up. Ruining the hunt as well.
Yeah, he does not want to see the podium slip away from him. Puma, though, putting on a good show. He's moved up a position, taking it from Bien. Super Yam has fallen back a bit. He didn't have quite the pace that Bien Major had.
Yeah, a lot of moving and shaking towards the midfield. Oh,
Yeah, Posse
Gertie
Malanan
locks
and
him up.
Timmy. Looks like...
There's so much happening.
Oh, just as I jumped to it, I think that was... Ooh, who was that? Kevin Kraus?
Ooh, Kevin, back in the 14th, having
Yeah,
some issues.
just had a quick spin going through the chicane right in front of Timmy between Posse. We've got some big moves up the front, though. Posse Malanan breaking in. Just looking at that number 8 slot.
And it's got Team behind him. Team looks like he's going to have a much better exit here. Sure, Posse holding the inside.
They're close, but they're
That's
clean.
fair. That's fair driving right there. Now Junis looking to capitalize off his teammate. Is he able to get up the inside?
Ooh,
Thought about it. Thought about it.
nearly takes the opportunity there. And then you jump back just a little bit, and Dirk is strongly under fire. The Koof boys are fired up today, looking for all of those positions.
Oh, Junis made it stick on team,
Oh,
knocked him off. Chemo's gone.
the curse. As I jump to him, he hits that curb and spins. Rune. He is now within a second. He's hungry today. He is
Both
all
the
worked
major.
up.
The end looks like he got a pretty good run on Puma coming out of that corner there. I don't know how much drafting there is in these cars. It looks... Oh, he's gonna... Ooh, I thought he was gonna send that.
It is
He
minor.
did a pretty nice job. Yeah. Yeah, it's...
I've raced a
I
couple
think
of
that's more of an
the...
AC thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I've done a couple of rounds behind the wheel, and you don't notice too much coming up behind him. Except in the braking zones, to be honest. You really notice the lack of downforce then.
And that could be part of the problem with a lot of these guys are having today. Gurky going on Chemo on the outside, stay side by side. No.
Oh, they are so close together.
Yeah, you gotta park that mid corner. That's gonna give Dank Rigatoni a chance. Oh, who's that? Goetzel coming back
Oh,
on?
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's just stopped
That
in
was
the
almost
middle of the track.
catastrophic. Almost catastrophic.
Jonas Koberstein putting the moves on Dirk. It's gonna be chasing him down. Both of them up 4 positions from their starting. Kevin Kraus down 6. Dedeng been making some moves quietly in the backfield, just moving up from, I believe he started 22nd.
Up 7 positions, not bad.
But Oversteer, he has been making moves quietly up to 11th.
I think he's really capitalizing on a lot of other people's mistakes at this point. There's a lot of cars going off track,
His
missing
car,
their braking points.
he is pretty clean looking all around, all sides. I'm pretty sure he stayed out of most of those incidents, and he's just cleaning up as they drive wide. Jen Hudek putting the moves on Bob over there.
Jonas just got Dirk, I believe.
Bob takes a spin. Meanwhile, Tom still just pounding out laps. Pete, half a second behind, cannot seem to make up pace on him. Rune just a second off of Pete at all times. These 3 have not moved.
And Oversteer just set the fastest lap of the race with a 31.7, which is about a second faster than Rune went last lap.
Let's take a look.
About a second
Rune's,
faster than all top 3.
yeah. That is some
So
serious
he's
pace.
Coming. He's coming.
He
Gonna
is
have to get through a couple pretty quick guys up ahead. He's approaching team pretty quickly now.
I don't think that's going to go over so easy for him. He's not one to just lay down, roll over, but there's only so much you can do if you don't have the same pace, and he's 2 seconds off of that last lap that Oversteer just put down.
And if, these Koof drivers ahead of team have shown anything, they're not going to take it kind of laying down either. They're definitely, Junis and Posse they're racing hard.
Puma is looking very put together today. This car it looks really well set up. He's not rolling all over the place. He's not oversteering. He's not understeering. He's just putting down a clean race. Unfortunately, I just don't think he has the pace of those top 3 guys.
And Oversteer just got by team pretty easily there.
Oh, yeah, and he's already putting time on him, half a second up. I think you'll be seeing him right in the bumper of Junis very soon.
And I've just been told that we will be doing the reverse grid on broadcast, so we'll just have to find kind of a random number generator. There's a site out there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, I don't know what happened at the top, but they got very spread out very quickly. With Petrol now about a second and a half off Tom, and Rune even further back on Petrol.
Oversteer is not catching Junis quite as fast as I was expecting. But Oscar has been putting down a very consistent race.
You spoke too soon. Oversteer right on top of Junis now.
Oh yeah, he just didn't like to do it while he was being watched.
Apparently, the reason that the top of the field, Posse making a mistake. That's going to give Oversteer another position. Rune was trying to overtake Pete, and they were having a little bit of a battle, and that kind of lost them time against Tom. So apologies that we missed that. There's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, they have fallen quite back from the lead, but
Oversteer right on Junis now. He is taking no prisoners.
Tom is really pulling ahead still. It seems he is finding more pace as he goes on. His last lap was his best lap. The question is, for some of these guys, are they saving their tires? Or are they just pushing as hard as they can and hoping they're going to last?
You know, I don't know. Do we have the... I know there's a way to look at what tires people have. I just don't know where... Oh, there's the hotkey. So most of the field, the entire field is on super softs, if that is to be believed.
That is probably to be believed. The softs are absolutely garbage.
There you go.
But
so, yeah, there probably is a bit of conservation going on. Although it doesn't seem to me that Tom is conserving anything. That gap is just really widening up.
Oversteer is right behind Junis at this point, but he's been there for about 2 laps, so I'm sure he's getting impatient. He's going to be putting the move on him soon. He's going to the inside, but and they contact. Yeah, that's an unfortunate one for him. He's going to end up losing some spots in there.
I don't know that Oversteer... Did he lose anything there?
No, actually.
Team got back by... No, Team got by him again.
Overall stayed the same position. But yeah, Team
Correct.
did get through. Super Yam. What is going on in my timing window right here?
Yep, mine's doing the same thing, so...
that was quite the interest. Alright. So, take a look through the field. We've got Tom
Super Yam running consistent.
Yeah, he has collected himself, but his pace just isn't up there. As far as raw speed today, he just doesn't have it, but he's got the consistency, it seems. Some of these guys had a lot of pace, but their consistency just wasn't there, and so they're trying to work themselves back up through the field. Kevin Kraus among them. He's down in 14th at this point, lost 6 positions since the start.
Yeah, Kevin had a really rough start to this race. I think that spin really, really killed him.
But Passy Malinen coming under fire. Junis wants some more positions from his starting. Sorry, that's Jonas, not Junis.
You know what? Shout out to Jonas. I like his sponsored by VOF points. Very nice. He's really buying into the cryptocurrency.
It was it all started as a dream, and then it became reality. VAF points. What can you say?
A lot of people are wealthier than beyond anything in their imagination at this point. Dirk, under fire from Kevin. Kevin looks like he's going to make that work.
He is going to put it right on by. Kevin had a lot of pace, though. I am not really surprised. We've
See if Dirk can get something back. Ooh, Dirk a little bit more aggressive on the brakes there. But it looks like Kevin got a far better exit. I think he's just going to kind of stretch his legs now.
Yeah, I think he's going to be clear of that. Meanwhile, Jonas is still right on the bumper of Passy Malinen. But Super Yam, hungry. So hungry.
Oh, Oscar got by him. We missed it. I'm not sure when that happened, but Oscar was chasing down Super Yam.
But unfortunately, Team is now getting within him as they battle, so he could end up paying the price.
Might be interesting. This would probably be a good battle to watch. And then right behind them is Oversteer. So if Oscar and Super Yam really start fighting, that's really gonna hurt Team, I think, with Oversteer behind them.
Let's take a look at these as one of the Koof boys gets loose in the over the hill. Dirt coming along. Super Yam.
Super Yam, very close.
He really wants this, but Oversteer definitely benefiting from all this too, as Timmy's unable to get by Super Yam. Oversteer's just reeling him in. Is he going to be able to get another clean pass on him? That's the real question.
Yeah, Team is really catching up quick now. I think Oversteer is probably going to be able to make a move here soon. In this corner right here, we've seen Oversteer getting a lot better pace out of it than most people. Let's see. I kind of like Team's exit there.
You can really see how close these four are pushing for these positions right now. Going through the chicane.
Oscar with a pretty decent lockup. I think he's going to be okay. Oh man, this is...
These four guys are at some points all within 1 second of each other. Total. Oversteer gonna be looking any moment.
I think he's playing mind games with Team, trying to make him think he's going to fire it up the inside.
Scotty Boy in the pits. Scotty Boy is in the pits. Looks like Gorky has pitted as well. Got a second set of Super Softs. Must have missed that while watching the battle.
Oh, Team getting by Super Yam. Oh, Yam trying to close the door on Oversteer. Into the wall. I think he's going to have him here.
Oh, he's going to go wide. And Oversteer had a great exit on that. Going to pull right in front of him. And he locked up.
Something happened with Yam.
He's been locking up on those brakes right there. Maybe a little bit of
really
frustration.
Unfortunate exit. Very unfortunate exit. Kind of let Team by and then tried to slap back in front of Oversteer, but he was going far too slow for it.
It's tough when you lose that first position to keep your head on straight and not lose the second one. But he doesn't fall back from the battle at all. He keeps his pace.
These guys are still very much going to be fighting here. This is really all predicated on Oscar, who's doing a nice job keeping these cars behind. If he can defend this for another 10 minutes, it would be quite the show, because he's going to come under fire here very soon once Oversteer finds a way past Team, and it might... No?
Oh, Team locking up, going sideways. Let's, he's going to get...
Oh, I don't know. Oversteer's going to have it.
Yeah, a little error like that, Oversteer is absolutely going to jump on it. He's like a shark, blood in the water.
Team very close, though. And this is just giving Super Yam enough of an opportunity.
Ooh, Super Yam going loose himself.
Bad exit. He's having a hard time with the car coming out, getting it on power coming out of that final chicane, it looks like.
You got to wonder if he pushed his tires a little too hard in the start with those earlier battles.
You know, that's actually a good point. These guys probably are experiencing quite a bit of degradation on the Super Softs at this point.
Tom coming up on lap traffic.
Really?
Yep, you jump on board with him. We'll see a guy in front of him.
Who's that?
That would be Gorky?
I think it's Dank Rigatoni. It might be Gorky.
It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, it's Dank.
I'll tell you,
I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. This Gorky is now in front of him.
This could be very dangerous, though.
Meanwhile, this four-way battle is just not cooling off right now. We got Super Yam now is caught up to Team. Oversteer right on Oscar.
They are not giving up on this one. take
Oscar with a good exit there. He's gonna have to. I think really Oversteer's been, from what I've seen, he's been gaining a lot on people out of this chicane and into T1, and it looks. Oh,
if you jump back in
actually,
the
I think
field,
Oscar backed him up a little bit.
battle for 16th, 17th, 18th, real close. I guess 15th included. They've got another 4-man pack fighting for position. Dedang going on the inside trying to take it from Riverin. Oversteer though, really putting the
Oscar's
pressure.
in trouble here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oscar I think is in some trouble.
I don't care who you are, I don't care how fast you are, when you see that Brazilian behind you, you know you gotta keep it together. Any mistake
one
is
little
gonna
mistake.
get taken.
He's gonna
Mic
take it,
off.
and he's just waiting. I think at this point, Oversteer's just kind of. He's just waiting for the right opportunity.
on.
He knows he's putting Oscar under a ton of pressure.
I think
And I
after
don't think Oversteer is overly worried about the cars behind. They seem to be far enough back. Oh, this could be it into the chicane.
Oh, and he gets him to lock up
Contact?
and he goes loose. Is he gonna keep it together? He is. It looks like Oscar managed to cut the chicane and gain a little from that. That is a questionable defense at best. We will see what the stewards have to say about that. I imagine he's going to let him by if he is a fair man, but how do you do it with those other two?
It might have been some contact from Oversteer there. I kind of didn't have the right angle to see it. It almost looked like Oversteer might have got into him in the braking zone a little bit, in which case, it's kind of fair play. I mean, they caught right back up.
I will say the stewards will most likely hear about that one.
I like that exit. I'm sure. Oversteer going to be looking to the inside. No.
Mario, who was earlier competing for that 14th, 15th slot, dropping down, must have had a quick contact. Gonna jump on board with team. He is trying so hard to keep the pace with this battle happening in front of him.
Yeah, Oscar's doing a good job. As long as Oversteer's behind him, I think those other two are still going to be very much in the fight.
You can see how little that draft is helping him.
It's going to be interesting to see when this winds down. If Oversteer doesn't find a way past Oscar with these last few laps, if there's going to be any kind of desperation moves going on.
A quick bump and run, as they call it. He wants the inside here, but I don't think he's ever going to be able to take it. He's just going to have to keep pushing and hoping that Oscar makes the mistake. Oh, and he's spinning.
Super EM is out of the fight, and Oversteer is now side by side with Oscar. Oscar trying to give him no room, but I think that's...
Oh, and he contacts.
Oh.
But Oversteer living up to his name, drifts through the corner, comes out in front of team, and I think he's going to be able to keep the momentum enough.
Oh.
Overall, that is his 18th position gained here. Team pulling 6, I believe it is. Nope, just 5.
And the car stopped on the front start finish straight. All right.
Jonas, having clawed up 9 positions, is in the 8th slot. That Oscar and Super Yam dropping back has really helped him out there. But it looks like he is sliding quite a bit through some of these turns. His tires must have taken a beating.
Yeah, an unfortunate end to that battle for Oscar there. To me, it looked kind of like he maybe turned in a little sooner than he thought Oversteer would. But all things considered,
I think
no, Oscar did lose quite a bit. Lost about 3 positions on that.
Yeah, he dropped down right in the standings. He's under attack by Kevin Kraus now.
Kevin's under attack from Posse Malanen.
It's a close
really
battle right there.
This battle just kind of moved back a little bit.
Unfortunately, just outside of the top 10. Kimo Lepinen, though, hunting down Mario. He's had some misfortune this race, but he seems to be pulling it together.
This is the closest battle on the track right now. Meanwhile, up at the front, Tom just kind of walking away with it, not even breaking a sweat. About 7
His
seconds up on petrol.
Tom's
Rune
last
about
lap,
2 seconds back.
his last lap was only 1/10 off of his best lap, so he has been in tire saving this whole race, it seems.
Yeah, and I mean it's probably largely because he just hasn't really been under attack. He got away from the field pretty early on and just kind of walked away with it. Meanwhile, now Rune's trying his best to catch up with petrol, but I just don't see. I
I,
don't see how that's going to happen with this amount of time left.
I think Petrol is probably as safe and clear as long as he keeps his head together as Tom is from him. And then, what is that distance we've got here between Bien and Rune? There's.
About a second.
It looks like.
Bien's actually catching up pretty quick here.
Yeah, Bien's last lap was 1:33. Rune was a little slower, 1:33.5 to Bien's 1:33.4. So maybe
There
we
may
can
still
see
be enough time for one more battle.
at the
But Bien's
very
really
least.
going to have to turn it on. And I think this late in the race, with tires the way they are, we probably won't see that.
Yeah, you try to turn it on at this point, you might end up on your roof. Posse Malanen. Right behind Kevin Kraus still. He wants that position, but there's just nothing to be gained in the slipstream. As it all comes down to the corners. The field is getting very settled. I don't see much opportunity for a move at this point, unless somebody makes a big mistake.
Double L Phil? Nah, that was just in the braking zone. Yeah, for the most part, I think the closest battle is with Kevin Kraus and Malanen, but worth keeping an eye on Bien Major, who seems to be making some headway on Rune now.
Rune making some headway into Pete, perhaps, but
yeah, that gap has also gotten suspiciously closer. I wonder if Pete had a little bit of a mistake.
Pete is definitely going to be coming under some threat soon. Rune is only half a second.
And we're at this point about 2 laps until the checkered,
I think if he
maybe
can
3?
set him up for that final lap, he's going to be able to take him. It all comes down to whose tires are going to be in better shape at this point. Their pace is so similar. Ooh, Bien was getting close, but getting loose there isn't going to help him. Let's jump on board with the helicopter cam. Take a watch. Ooh, that cam is unsettling, but you can really see the accordion effect there.
And you can see these drivers are really having a hard time keeping this car pointing in the right direction. Especially coming out of the braking when they get on power, it just wants to go.
Ooh, Posse Malanen making a move. He is
And
gonna take.
Pete Roll and Rune are coming up on lap traffic.
Damn,
Oh,
somebody
no,
is in the wall. It looks like one of the Trump machines. Bob's Camano. He was in the wall.
Rune makes a mistake. That's the end of that. Rune got a little wide on that final corner, and that was the end.
Unfortunate, but it looks like oversteer. Knowing it's the final lap, he is going to be pushing everything he can into trying to get past Puma. Half a second and 1 lap to remain. If you're Puma, you got to be wondering, is it worth pushing?
I have to tell you, this is it's already impressive that Oversteer got up in the 6, but if he gets up in the top 5, after qualifying where he did. That's quite the accomplishment.
Well, considering his qualification was absolutely intentional, moving 18 positions, if he can get the 19th, I'd be worried for this next race, whoever's going to be in front of him. Good luck. He's going to chase you down.
We're definitely seeing some aggressive car placement from Oversteer. He's trying real hard to throw Puma off.
Puma, though, has been very consistent, very planted.
Ooh.
He's going deep. Oh, and there's contact. What a nice guy. He's going to let him have the position back.
Go. Yep, fair play.
There was enough space between them and the next guy that he can just let him have it.
Here comes Jonas behind, or Jonas.
I think that won't be too much of an issue for him. Yeah, they're just going to get straight back to racing. That was some good sportsmanship right there. He is, however, still right on his bumper. Good luck. And he's going to try and take it. It's going to be a drag race. Ooh. It slots right back in. Coming down into the last chicane. They're going to go too wide.
Oh.
He's going to take it.
Oh.
And across the line. Oversteer taking the 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. Gave it back to him and then just did it the right way.
I can't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. He let him have the position. He waited for him as long as he could. But Tom,
anyway, congrats to Tom. Yeah, we missed him crossing the line because of the battles, but
I did manage to catch his burnout. He just popped his tires in celebration.
That's how you want to do it.
So excellent work there from Tom. He was in command pretty much the entire race. And Pete held it together, but just could not keep the raw pace that Tom had today. Rune, I think, would have had that 2nd place, but that late error.
Yeah, it definitely cost him. He 100% had the opportunity, I think, to catch up with Petrol, but just coming out of that last chicane, ran wide, pushing a little too hard, and really that was the end of the fight. But 1, 2, 3 for those guys. Now we do a reverse grid, and this is where things are really going to get interesting.
So now I did get a random number generator. Google so luckily had one for me.
Let me find out exactly what the criteria is, because I'm not entirely sure. Apparently, Petrol was being a little naughty with his defense against. And the criteria is 12 through 15. Want to go ahead and plug that in?
Mic on.
Am I supposed to have that list randomizer, right? Yeah, so 12, 15. So you said 12th through 15th?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it should spit out a number between there.
Okay. The 4 items in my list have been rearranged in the order of 12th, 15th, 14th, and 13th.
All right, 12's the first, so we'll go with 12. How's that?
Yeah.
And the salt is in full effect, it looks.
Oh, and I got to drop out of this one to hop into the next server.
Alright, that's right, we have to do that. While we're doing that, I am going to grab a water because all this talking, you know.
Let's see, where's the salt?
Mic off. Mic on.
Well, we'll take this moment in the downtime to talk about the team championship, which so far, Vamos for Hire, consisting of Tom and Oversteer, they are in the lead of this championship. Northern Exposure, the team of Super Yam and Dirk, a strong second. After this, though, it's going to be looking like Vamos for Hire pulling even further ahead. Koof Racing Team Mullet, which consists of Junus and Pasi, they are holding a solid third with a really, really good result from them. They could potentially take the lead, although it would probably require both Tom and Oversteer having a DNF. But the season is long.
How many more
Supernova
races?
Racing.
2 more?
Oh,
After
that's
this?
right. There
More
are
weekends?
only 2 more weekends. I believe we've got Adelaide and then Bathurst.
Oh, Bathurst is going to be fun.
The great equalizer.
Can't wait to watch that. Yeah, I see a lot of people are a little salty about some of the passes. So I got to be honest. I thought it would be way worse.
The
Actually,
salt or the
just the driving in general. I didn't see too many what I would call like egregious attempts. Now, granted, we missed some.
Yeah, there were
Uh,
some things, some chicane attempts. A lot more chicane attempts than I expected, but unfortunately we can't be in all places at once.
yeah, Oversteer especially, like kind of a lot of people think he's overly aggressive. I really, this is the first time I've watched him drive in a long time. Uh, like there was definitely some questionable moves, but he gave the one back that he knew he was at fault. The rest I thought were kind of fair play for the most part.
Yeah,
Thought
I
he actually did a decent job waiting for the correct opportunity. But hey, what do I know?
now
I just call it like I see it.
I'm pretty sure that I've got a big issue in my timing, but it shows here that Bien has a single stop, but I don't think that's correct. He did not stop for new tires.
I I don't see how he would have and
No,
finished where he did in sixth.
but the second race is going to be longer in length, correct? Or is it just a
I
reverse grid?
ooh, boy, that's a really good
I know
question.
F3 is longer.
I should know the answer to that.
Anybody in chat know the answer to this? Come on, I know you guys. You're usually quite
It
more
would make
knowledgeable.
sense if it's a reverse grid to give him a little bit more time to work through, but at the same time, 30 minutes is a pretty decent amount of time for a race. If it was like a 15 or 20-minute race, like that was the format, I could kind of see why. I feel like 30 is ample time, as we saw with Oversteer, to be honest.
We will most likely see another one set of tire strategy trying to make it to the end, but it seems to be the one to work for most of the races this season. I don't think I've seen a tire swap strategy take the victory.
And we are back. I'm back in the server.
Oh,
So
perfect.
we
Let me
have
load back up.
Kevin Kraus, first grid. And chat is saying it's the same length of time. I thought so, yeah. So 30 minutes to make something happen. We got Oversteer in 8th, Rune in 10th, Pete Roll in 11, and Tom in 12. The rest of the field kind of works itself out. Drivers to watch, I think. Oscar Pink and Kevin in first and second place. Both of
Oscar
those
put
guys
it together
were
really well last time. If he can hold
they're
that
both
position,
pretty quick. I think there's a real chance that those two could kind of drive off into the sunset here. And by the time the really fast guys get through the rest of the field, they might be at a point where they're not going to be able to be caught. Could be interesting. Should be fun.
Let's take a jump back in. Oh, car is in. Car is in the pits. Beautiful.
I gotta figure that out.
So
There's a
in
hotkey for it. It's
yeah, if you use Content Manager.
I don't.
Ah, well then I have no idea.
I don't. Oh, I remember. There was a time where AC just didn't work for me. And I think it had something to do with when I was using it way back, it didn't have VR support. Like you couldn't launch in VR at that time. So I just kind of swore it off and never went back. But probably would be fun.
Let's try something cheeky right here. Do I still have that in? Oh no, I don't think I do. Wait. I really wish I had my free cam still installed.
Oh, with the
I think it was
fixes in the
F7.
INI. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to have it as well,
I
but
did a full refresh when my computer had a meltdown.
yeah, I
However,
think that was part of when I was having issues for a long time. I don't even remember what it was anymore. It wouldn't recognize my. Oh, I remember. Every time I tried to rebind or like recalibrate like my pedals and stuff like that, it hard froze the game and it kept crashing. So I just couldn't calibrate anything, and it was like that for like 6 months. Wasn't fun. Didn't
current,
enjoy that.
it looks like my timing is not synced up with their grid positions, but that is okay. It's going to be Kevin starting in the lead with Oscar, followed by Jonas. Jonas? Yes, Jonas, not Jonas. Then we have team, going to be pulling fourth. Yam is going to be fifth, with Puma in sixth. Puma, he's got something to worry about. Oversteer right behind him. I see some headlights flashing. Ooh boy, I think this one's going to be a good one. Tom starting 12th. He is certainly going to want to get back up to the top of the pack, but having Pete in front of him, it's gonna make it pretty tough.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to multitask here. It's not going well. But yeah, I think the key to this race is going to be for Oscar and Kevin to just not battle each other and just try to get away. Get away as fast as they can from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they're gonna have to let them really get into
Super
it.
M is poised, I think, for a good result this race as well. Starting in fifth there.
Especially starting behind Team and Oscar, who are, or rather, Team and Puma, both are hungry as hell for that first spot. They're going to be battling hard. And if he's lucky, he's just going to slip right on through.
Junis has to be thinking if he gets a good start off the line, he could get on the inside of Oscar and try to take that second position with Kevin and just kind of drive away as well. Yeah, this is there's a lot going on here with this, but obviously the guys to watch are 12 through, I would say, what is that, ninth? Oversteer, Rune, BN, Pete, Roll, and Tom. Those 5 right in the middle of the field, they're going to have to be going through guys that actually are not that slow.
Mic on.
You know, Jonas is definitely going to put up a fight. Puma, we know, is going to put up a fight.
Super Yam
So
is a Canadian, so he's going to be a
he's
real
Canadian.
nice guy about it. And I think that's going to be his downfall as these guys freight train past him.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
He is, he's just too damn nice. Oh, and it looks like the lights are coming on. Going to be going green in just a moment. Green, green. And they're going into turn 1.
All right, here we go. Kevin doing a nice job getting away. Junis. On the inside. Oh, big crash. Big crash. Who's that?
That was... Oh, who's dropping through? Who's dropping through? Was that Jan?
Hudick.
That was Jan.
Jonas. It was Jonas.
Oh, was it?
Jonas, yeah.
That is a shame. He had a great position to be starting in. That is an unfortunate way to start
Looked
the
like
race.
He got punted. And also, I'm not entirely sure how, but Rune had a really nice start, up 4 positions already.
Look at this
Yeah,
field.
he's right on Super, yeah.
It is so tight. Oh, and he comes right into the cameraman. He's got a vendetta today. Kevin Kraus, though, taking your advice, just trying to have a clean race, pull clean ahead, not battling with Oscar, or rather Oscar not battling with him. They're just taking what they can at the start of the race and hopefully pull a...
Kevin and Oscar need to just drive away right now.
Oversteer, though, just got past Super Yam. Super Yam not wanting that to be the way it goes down today.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I got in your way
but
there, guy.
As he battles it out, Bien is going to come through. He's going to be trying to push straight on in. Let's jump on board. Look at how close these guys are. Pete coming up.
Right up the inside. Yeah, he did that right on Puma.
He's got
no sweat.
Really aggressive braking.
Tom getting by Pete. And Tom has the inside on Puma for turn 1. He should be able to do this.
Puma gonna be closing the door.
Very shallow.
No, he gave him plenty of room. He just did not have the speed, but he's gonna get past him there. And then Puma gonna now be under attack. Dirk's gonna be taking that position in just a second, it looks like.
Meanwhile, at the front.
Oh, and they're off. Big crash, big crash. Dirk and Puma, both. Puma is out of the race. Dirk is going to keep trying to go, it looks like. Oversteer pulling right up behind Rune. Already we're looking at Rune, Oversteer, Super Yam coming into the top 7. One big pack pulling away from the rest.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. I see Pisani saying it. Puma may have DC'd. It could be the case.
That is a real unfortunate way to go. You got every now and again, no matter how good the teams put together the car, you just end up with mechanical failure.
Yep, it definitely happens. Meanwhile, at the top, oh, Jonas, loose. Oh, man, Rune got collected in it. Oversteer, the big winner. He came out the other side in 30, managed to dodge the whole thing.
Tom ended up profiting from it, but not too hard.
Super Yam trying to get by Oversteer. And he left the door open for BN. BN very, very cheeky, got right on the inside and took it.
BN
but no one's happier about this than the guys at the front.
Oh yeah, they are really putting some distance in this. And as long as BN can stay in front of Oversteer, they're going to keep putting some distance on this because BN is fast, but Oversteer's going to be pushing him at every corner for every second.
BN Major just really taking advantage of what's going on.
Back in the backfield, though, we got Gotzel chasing down Junis. It's under a second. He's going to be trying to make some moves soon. Posse Melon in.
Rune caught right up to Super Yam and just got by. He's now chasing Oversteer. I'm surprised he got out of that. He got collected in that crash with Junis spinning, but he really was able to kind of get through that.
He has great car control, He is usually pretty good at righting a wrong, and this time it worked out for him. Super Yam losing some time though. He is now a second back from Rune.
He's got Petrol and Tom right behind him, two 1-2 finishers last race.
Yeah, and he's under attack into the corner already by
Oh,
Petrol.
man,
Petrol just will not ever wait.
Super M acting like a real Canadian there. Just sorry. Sorry I got in your way, bud.
He is dangerously under attack from Tom as well.
You know, we were halfway joking about, like, you know, he's Canadian, he's too nice. He's too nice. He just let... Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Did he let Tom by as well? No, he went for
on an excursion.
he has turned the
That's
Vegemite
good.
into a lawnmower today. And
And
Posse
he's got the Koof
Malanen,
boys coming.
yeah, both of them hungry for spots.
Meanwhile, Oscar somehow got by Kevin at the front. We missed that.
And put some time down on him too, so is Oscar the faster of these two? It doesn't matter as long as they can keep everybody else behind him. Oh, Puma did,
really
you
need
can
to-
see in Discord, Puma did disconnect, and he is asking if his driverless car hit anyone. We will keep him in the dark for now.
Yeah, let's not ruin his afternoon just yet. Although I really want
Mic
to tell him.
on.
Tom
murdered there.
is really putting the moves on Petrol. He's in every bit of track, flashing the headlights. He is angry. I don't know what happened here, but Tom is not pleased. He wants past, and he does not want to wait. Flashing the headlights literally after every corner. You're slow. Get out of the way. You're slow.
Petrol is not going to. He's not going to listen to that.
Look at this midfield.
That just
though.
empowers him.
We got the two Koof boys chasing down Dang. And you can go back, I think, 6 positions? No, 4 positions, and you've got a real tight pack right there.
And Rune is right on Oversteer, who is right on BN. And
BN
he is, I think, just waiting for his opportunity to send it on Oversteer. Because there's been a lot of bants between those two, from what I've seen.
BN is fast, but I don't think he is quite as fast as the two behind him. And so it is just
Oversteer.
giving...
That's no angle. That is no angle. That's going to be contact.
Oh...
Yep, it sure was, and there goes Rune. Now we were just giving Oversteer some props before this race, but that right there was not a not that great. You know, you're not going to be able to pass there. You just got to kind of live to fight another day. But now, if you look behind Oversteer, we got Pete Roll and Tom.
Tom has been right on the bumper of Pete for quite a few laps at this point. It's almost as though he can't seem to get past him
side by side. Side by side with Rune. Rune really couldn't do much about it. Is he going to go for the over-under? Nope. I think he got a better exit, though.
Let's jump on board with Rune as he pulls alongside. It's going to be a drag race into the chicane, but this time he does not have the inside, or the ability to turn in, rather.
Could get a better exit here. Oversteer was a little bit compromised on entry.
But he got a little
they
loose.
Both run wide. They both ran wide. I think the cars behind may have as well. Oversteer giving no quarter right now.
Rune is... He's looking a little frazzled from that. But he seems to be pulling it back in.
He's got 2 very quick drivers behind him now.
Tom, still right on the bumper of Petrol. He just will not give up, but Petrol, right on the bumper of Rune. In general, you just don't have a moment to breathe.
These guys really, they made their way through the field a lot quicker than I think I was expecting, and it could have been just from the nature of other people making mistakes. But
Oscar and
I mean,
Kevin,
BN is,
we have to give them credit.
Yeah.
They both have held their pace, not battled, and pulled cleanly away, which is exactly what they needed to do with these guys who are behind them. I mean,
Oversteer got a good exit. It's going to be another drag race.
I think that
Bien's doing a good job.
if Oversteer and Rune can get past Bien in the next 5 or so minutes, they can definitely catch the leaders. But if they waste too much time behind him, they're just not going to be able to find those, half seconds per lap they need.
Yeah, and if I'm Oscar and Kevin, I'm just hoping that these guys just keep fighting each other for the remainder of the race, and it just turns into just a total shit-slinging match, because I think if they're not battling and they're just running clean, they're eventually going to catch up.
Yeah,
You
for
can kind
sure.
of see they're already closing that gap a little bit, but
You
if
can see
Oversteer
the
and Bien keep
times.
battling, they keep battling, they're gonna be able to kind of pull away a little bit, which they, quite frankly, they need.
Oversteer had put down a 131 in the last race, and he's only put down so far a 133. All this battling is really slowing him down. They just want that clean, open track in front of them to put down those hot laps. That's what they practice for. But Tom is on fire. I'm pretty sure he's got flash headlights mapped to the fucking throttle at this point. He is just so mad he is behind him. Sorry for the cursing, but that boy he does not want to wait. And
I don't think he has much of a choice right now. He's just he's gonna have to just relax and let these guys in front take each other out, which I think inevitably there's gonna be.
Oh, and there goes Rune into the back of Oversteer, Petrol into the back of Rune, and Tom into the back of Petrol, and nobody gains or loses anything.
Talk about the accordion effect. There it is right there. I'll tell you who gains is Bien Major.
Oscar and Kevin, absolutely.
He's quickly catching up to them now.
Yeah, Bien is putting in the time, but unfortunately as Bien catches them, the rest of them catch him as well, because I think that Bien has a little bit faster pace than the two leaders. If we're looking
Bien
at...
really is, he's got to know that if he catches up to those guys soon, he's going to have to get by pretty quick and hope that everyone else struggles getting past.
Bien Major with the fastest lap of the race at 132.5. Everybody else still pushing 133s. So, yeah, he put his head down, stopped looking in his mirror, and really just did what he needed to.
Oh, he is on him now. Yeah, Oscar and Kevin just weren't quite able to pull away. Oh,
but then he goes wide, almost has a tail slapper on the tire wall. But as it is, you got to push hard, and pushing hard has big consequences. The gap between these top four, just under a total of 2 seconds.
Oh.
When they come into braking, they are within a second of each other altogether. And boy, Bien putting the moves on him. Gonna be going wide.
Over under maybe? Tried for it. No.
No, Kevin is just running a clean race right now, but you can tell having somebody in his mirror is really affecting his pace. His last lap is already a second slower than his previous.
And Bien's got to be kind of keeping one eye forward and one eye on his rear view, because he's got a very angry oversteer behind him who wants nothing more than to get by.
Yeah, and all it's going to take is one missed braking opportunity from Kevin to ruin Bien's line, and oversteer's going to take that chance. We know he's going to take a chance, too. He's Brazilian. He'll take a Brazilian chances.
Yep, that car, he sees a lockup on brakes or he sees anything, he's gonna try to find that gap. And
Pete,
then behind them, it looks like
Pete
Rune's
is
actually
so close. Tom has literally not left the bumper. You would imagine that those two cars are just a limousine at this point. But they are...
And Pete also seems to have found his flash headlights button. I noticed that he was letting Rune know how he felt.
However, I think he must have his mirrors turned off, because he has not noticed the ones flashing behind him in at least 5 laps. And there they go again. the mid or the backfield rather, we got Junis coming up onto Dang. He has fallen back big at the start, but he's picked up quite a few positions on the rebound. He's back up into 11th position. Jonas, however, had that earlier misfortune. He's going to be down in 13th still. Dirk, he went down to 19th from his starting position. Bien, though, still looking for the opportunity on Kevin. Kevin, holding people up for Oscar.
Yeah, and Oscar just can't quite drive away.
They might not be a team, but they are certainly working together today.
Uh-oh, there goes oversteer. Nope. Wisely decides against it.
Ooh, oversteer going a little wide there. But he is right up under BN Major's rear bumper.
And Rune still under just constant pressure from Pete.
Some things will never change. And I don't think that's going to change. I don't know if Pete has the actual pace to get by Rune. They are very close. Lap times are...
Oh, Bien. Trying to go up the inside of Kevin. Oh, not quite. Can't quite do it. And that's going to compromise him for oversteer now. Which in turn is compromising for Rune. This is going to get, I think, a little bit more packed in soon.
Rune, though, is having to defend enough that he's not able to really pick back up the distance between him and oversteer. Whereas these top seven, however, so close.
Kevin did not have a good exit out of the chicane.
No, Bien gonna be on the inside coming up into this next one. Oh, wow. Kevin cutting across, going for it. Questionable defense. We will see what the stewards have to say about that one after the race. He once again, that's the second time we have seen that defense. I have to say it is extraordinarily successful. Bien collects oversteer. Oversteer collects
he collects
Pete.
petrol.
But Rune gets through it clean.
So does Petrol and Tom. Oh,
Bien
man,
back on track still,
Bien.
though. Oversteer back on track in 6th. It looks like he might have a little bit of steering damage. Tom got through it mostly clean in 5th. Pete.
I can't believe Rune didn't get caught in that.
Unbelievable.
Or Pete. It looked like it was a head-on collision.
I think, yeah, Pete had absolutely no room. Cars must have been every side of him at that point. And after this, Tom still flashing his headlights at Pete. Just...
Unfazed by what just happened.
Oscar, though, putting on an absolutely fantastic performance right now. He is just holding everything together, doing what needs to be done. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin puts him under attack again in the last 10 minutes, but no matter what, he has put on an amazing show so far. Rune, really inspiring Kevin to pick it up.
Yeah, Rune really...
He'll
really
light a fire under your ass.
Because he's got to be thinking now that he has a legitimate shot at coming away with a win here, now that he's got those guys off him and oversteer and Bien are out of the way.
Mic off. Mic on.
I don't think that Pete has... Oh, as I say that, Pete just throwing time down there. I think that in the next 10 minutes, Pete catching back up to Rune is a possibility, as long as he doesn't worry too much about what's going on in his rear view. Luckily for him, I don't think he actually looks in his rearview mirror. Kimo Leppinen, though.
Yeah. Pisani brings up a good point. I'm not entirely sure what happened to oversteer. It looks like the tire chart's telling me he did have a pit stop for tires.
Yeah, I
I'm
think he
wondering
probably
with
went
all
in
that
for a little
sliding,
damage.
just totally melted him.
Possibly.
You did say he had steering damage too.
It looked like he
He
was,
may have had to come in. Yeah, he may have had to come in to fix that.
yeah, right after the accident as he was coming back onto the track, it looked like he was having a little bit of trouble with it. Rune, though, he is absolutely on fire right now. He
Putting the
knows that
pressure on
his
Kevin,
life
but
got a lot easier. And
correct me
yeah,
if I'm wrong. Didn't Kevin outqualify him in race one?
um,
If he didn't, it was very close.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they were within a spot or two of each other. So no, Kevin definitely is no slouch. It's not like he's immediately going to get gobbled up by Rune here. But Petrol quickly caught up.
Rune,
You gonna have a look?
he wants to get on the inside there. Oh, fastest lap put down by BN Major. However,
Meanwhile, at the back, Jonas and Gurky are having quite the battle here.
yes, they are. The VAF Point sponsorship money is really paying off. You can tell that they are using all of the money for the engineers on this one. Isn't it? Take a look,
Looks like
but
Rune's actually gonna do it. I think he
oh,
got him.
he has the inside, but will he get the braking? No.
Wow.
Kevin
very
has
aggressive on.
balls of steel into that turn. He has defended that turn so many times successfully in the same exact way.
And Rune was like almost completely side by side, and Kevin just took that braking probably about 10, 20 meters a little bit further down. That's all it took.
But just like we
Oh,
were
but he goes
saying,
a little wide.
this battle
That might be
has
a bad
really
exit.
fucked up things for Rune. Now we have Pete coming in real close. He's going to be looking for an opportunity. Tom
trying to. Oh boy.
Tom thought there was a gap.
Rune is doing everything he can to get by Kevin right now. And Kevin
It looks
is
like he's gonna
giving
though.
him no space.
Kevin is defending masterfully, but unfortunately right there,
That's it. 2 positions just like that. Oh,
3. Tom going on the inside. He is going to take that position, but there is no way Petrol is going to let that happen. Pete will
man.
be furious, but he can't even go to the outside because he's got Kevin on the inside. Tom, with a cheeky move, steals the position straight from Pete, putting him into the podium position.
That was quite the pass that he did. He's been waiting all race for an opening. And getting along Kevin, that's all it took.
He nearly wore out the button for his headlight switch, but I'll tell you, by the end of it, it all paid off for him. Rune just driving away at this point, though. Tom is not going to let that happen.
Oscar's seeing a perfect storm behind him. He is just got to keep that gap open for about another,
He's got
almost
6
5 minutes.
just under 7, and that's going to make a big difference. These last couple of laps, Rune is going to push as hard as he can. Although his lap times have not been very impressive in this race.
You can see his car getting a little loose on exit there too.
BN. Right on the
Whoa.
bumper of Kevin. And he's going to take him on the inside. Kevin looks like he is...
He ran him off.
Yeah, Kevin's tires look like they have taken a beating from all his defense. He doesn't even have the grip to go through the turn at this point.
BN braked extremely late there too and washed out. Looked like he definitely caught Kevin there.
For sure. Rune, looking back, you can see it. Tom coming right up to his bumper, every braking zone. And right behind him, a very hungry Pete. In fact, right behind Tom, Pete is even closer. He wants that position back. Although, they have both made up quite a few. Rune moved up 8 positions from his starting, but
Oh,
Tom
Tom with a
9.
mistake. That's going to give
Pete a
more
better
drag race.
run. Oh, and he gives him space like a gentleman.
We'll see how gentlemanly it is in the chicane here. Tom? Oh, they're
Being
staying
a
too wide.
nice guy.
They're staying. Oh, wow.
Good clean racing right there.
Petrol taking it back.
And the headlights back on.
Oh, that was a very, very deep apex.
I do not think that Tom is happy behind him. He seems to be faster but more prone to error. And so Pete's mechanical consistency is paying off.
Yeah, and it's, when you're at the top with these guys, it's, the littlest mistake is really all it takes. I mean, Tom really didn't run that wide there, but it was enough for Pete to just take the inside corner, and that was that.
Oscar, though, really happy with himself. Still a 2-second lead on Rune, and he's got 4 minutes remaining. I mean,
Yep, I think he holds it.
as long as I don't
Rune's
curse
definitely. Yeah, Rune's got a lot of clean air right now.
Oh, and he gets a little squirrely on the exit into that chicane. But as long as he can keep it together, as long as he doesn't bin it, I think he's going to walk away with a win today. Oh, and it's looking like the sun is setting. This is absolutely wonderful. It's getting darker as the race is about finishing.
Cooler track temps too. It'll be good for these tires getting, which are surely obliterated by this point.
Pete just not seeming to be able to put any extra time down to catch Rune at this point. But Tom...
But not a wiggle. Not so much as a wiggle from him.
Yeah, he is always planted out of every one of these corners. His throttle control is absolutely phenomenal.
Tom, I don't think Tom's going to be under fire from behind with BN.
No, but I do think that Tom is going to put a lot of pressure onto onto Pete in these next couple of laps. He's going to be trying to throw him every trick in the book. Kevin Kraus holding on to that 6th position. We
got lap traffic getting out of the way. Fair play.
What a nice guy. I believe that's Bob Scamano.
Yep. It was definitely Bob, another longtime racer here.
And we got Pete.
Ooh, I feel like
I
Oscar kind of fell back a little bit here. There might have been a mistake that we missed because that gap was about 2 seconds before. Rune with a 32.5 or 33.5 last lap. Oscar with a 33.8. It's not that much of a...
Pete is catching Rune at this rate. Something I did not actually expect to see happen in the last couple of laps. But maybe he just pushed a little too hard and scrubbed out his tires.
This could easily come down to a three-way battle. I mean, we should be white flag next time by, I believe. Or when time expired, I can never remember with this. It should be a white flag next time by. Oh, Tom. Tom with a mistake in the braking zone, had to cut across the chicane. Seen a lot of that today, especially that chicane in general.
I gotta say though, as far as those defensive ones, those are definitely gonna come down to some after the race review. A couple of those were very questionable on whether or not they were acceptable.
And we did have, we actually might, very close. We might not actually have the, or we do have the cut plug-in running, so we could see some changes based on the amount of cutting we have seen in the chicanes.
You can really see the gap between the first pack.
Oh, Pete made a mistake. That's enough for Tom. Right by.
Tom, so happy to have that spot back. He has worked so hard all race to get by Pete, and to lose it after that long, he must have been so frustrated. This must be so
Pete
good
just
for him.
locked up his brakes into turn one, ran wide, and Tom just took it right on the inside of that apex.
And we're on the last lap here. We're gonna see some real hungry work right here. Oscar just barely holding off Rune. Tom so ready to get into that second spot.
And once again, Oscar's just getting a lot of help because I don't think Rune's going to be able to attack with any kind of certainty because anything that he does that doesn't work, and if he can't find a way past Oscar with a move, he's going to absolutely... Oh, nope.
Tom getting a little sideways there.
Tom's tires are totally shredded.
Oh yeah, he's
Totally shredded.
taking a book
What
straight out
happened
of
to
the oversteer. Pete is...
Pete worked it.
Oh,
Lost it in the chicane.
did he lose it with him?
No, he just lost it in the chicane. Pete's down to 7th.
That is an unfortunate turn of events for Pete. Great for
Good
Tom.
news, Kevin. Tom, Kevin, Bien, all those guys just moved up.
Passy Malanen
yeah,
getting a free pass up there too.
Oh, Oscar and Rune might be drag racing. I think Oscar's has him.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he went
job
for the
by him.
pit there. I really thought he was going for the pit maneuver, but Oscar with the victory, holding out one
Well
hell
done.
of a race.
Yep, great job by Oscar to hold on there.
He
That
didn't
was,
start with the
no
pole
small feat.
position, but he took it quickly into the race, and he just did what he needed to do and held it together.
Let's see if there's anyone else. Are we gonna have any other drag races coming down the final?
Oh, that's
Final
right. Let's
straight here.
let's jump in here. We do. We've got
It looks
Rivern.
like-
Rivern making a
yeah,
move on
Rivern
Dirk.
and
And
then
then
just everyone else this race. We didn't really get to watch anyone, but there was too many good battles up at the top that we just had to keep an eye on.
Rivern is gonna be trying for
Dirk
it.
way hot. Dirk.
Oh yeah,
way
Rivern's
too
gonna
hot.
take that. But wait, Dirk with the defense. No, he's gonna be the
chicane defense.
he's gonna be the great guy. He's gonna be Canadian today, and he's gonna give the position back. And that is
Yeah.
an absolutely fantastic race. We had some pretty big crashes in the second race today, but overall, that was some quality racing.
Yeah, actually, surprisingly clean for a reverse grid. We saw a couple crashes, but I didn't see anything too blatant and out of
Looking,
the ordinary.
Taking a look at our race winner here, Oscar Pink.
Yeah, Oscar really did an awesome job that race.
He
Managed to
knew,
find a way past Kevin and hold on to it.
yeah, he knew exactly what he needed to do, and he didn't let the pressure get to him. It's really easy to look back from the lead, see all those hungry people, and lose your nerve. So good job to him
you
today.
You start doing the mirror driving. That's when you see a lot of mistakes start to happen, the cracks start to show. But yeah, Oscar was cool, calm, and collected that whole time. That was it.
Take a look. We got any salt in here? No. These guys just aren't salty today. It's unfortunate. But yeah,
That is unfortunate.
great race.
Yeah, fun times. That was very entertaining. Adelaide will be fun. Bathurst will be more fun.
Bathurst is going to be an absolute great time.
Yeah, these cars are
Kind of built for it.
as you can see in this race, they are very loose, and I can imagine going down the mountain there is going to be some blockades.
You do
So that'll
have
be
to.
fun.
You have to note, though, the difference in setup in some of these cars. Some of those were just so much more loose, and then you had cars like what Pete was driving today. It just never seemed to leave traction.
Nope, never a wiggle. And I think that largely comes down to driver preference. Like I imagine Oversteer's setup is
Pretty
pretty
loose and
wild.
fast. Yeah.
Probably borderline undrivable for most people, but he finds a way to make it happen.
Do we want to do a
Yeah, we could pull people in for an interview.
we got
Um,
Oscar? Is he in there? No. God damn it, Oscar.
there's there's not a lot of people in there, to be honest. Hmm.
Just grab a random person. They don't have a choice. We'll ask them what they felt.
Oscar. Who else could we go? I feel like we always interview Rune. It just gets boring after a while. Yeah, I don't know, not a lot of people in voice.
Some days you win, some days you lose.
Yeah, today's a lose. We'll chalk it up.
That's
Maybe
alright.
next time.
Yep. See you guys in 2 weeks for Adelaide.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Later, guys.
Take it easy.